The drought conditions that have prevailed in parts of Europe this summer have left some regions reeling. The lack of water has had a knock-on effect that was unimaginable in places which used to have plenty of water for everyone. A case in point, the Po River in northern Italy. It was once known as the king of rivers. It spreads out far and wide over the neighboring countryside most years, but not this year. Let's bring in Dr. Jenny Grunwald. She's an advisor on water policy at the Stockholm International Water Institute. Welcome to DW. So we just saw the report about the Po River drying up in Italy, and the farmers there are clearly suffering. Do their businesses have even a future?
Yeah, well, first of all, I really sympathize because this is extremely worrying and there is no way we can predict how the rest of the year or next year will turn out. So the future now is very much about adaptation for those very farmers and other businesses, for all of us who used to depend on the food from this region and other outputs. But at the same time, we all need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions, and we need to put pressure on politicians to act now because we need change from below to change the climate, basically, back to what we were used to.
Well, everybody, of course, is hoping for rain, but even if the rain does come, are the rivers and lakes going to go back to what they were before, or will this drought have a lasting impact?
I think it will depend to some extent on where this rain falls and when it comes, and also if the rain comes as extreme downpours, which of course parts of Germany experienced last year. So with this climate change and the new normal that we see already, there's more of those type of extreme rains coming, and that may impact on ecosystems as well, and we may see some lasting effects.
I have to admit, I was quite shocked by the intensity of the drought, as I think many other Europeans were. You work in this field. Were you surprised?
Yes and no. I think many of us are taken aback, even scientists and advisors like myself who do work with these issues day in and day out, because this really bad climate crisis development it's happening so fast, and we are so utterly unprepared to deal with this at all levels. And I think we all hope that there would be a little bit more time to convince decision makers to act and to change their own behaviors, so on. But we still see some disbelief and even apathy and denial among politicians and private sectors, and even among us as individuals.
And then what could Europe perhaps learn from other more experienced regions who deal with drought all the time?
I have personally spent quite a lot of time in India for my research, and there I have seen how households everywhere, they have their strategies and infrastructure in place for storing water, because rationing really is part of the reality there when you have water coming into your tap maybe once every 2 weeks for a few hours. And hopefully that's not going to be something we see in Europe, but we can learn some things in terms of behavior and how to adapt at the personal level. But we also need to decide what to prioritize.
All right, that was Dr. Jenny Grunwald from the Stockholm International Water Institute. Thank you so much for your insights.